The Shinjuku railway station in Tokyo, one of Japan's most crowded hubs, was packed with a holiday rush. Standing on the platform was the white and green Hayabusa 60 bullet train. Amidst the crowd, a group of ecstatic high school students, dressed in their uniforms, were waiting for their educational trip. Their guide, train conductor Kazuya Takahashi, was a determined and always smiling man. The 42-year-old Takahashi was demonstrating the magic of the 300 km/h speed, pointing out the scenery through the bullet train's glass window. "Sir," a sharp question cut through the crowd. "You drive such a fantastic high-speed train. Why didn't you become a pilot?" Takahashi replied with his trademark light smile. "Because in the sky there is distance, but on the railway we connect people together. Understanding their needs and getting them to their destination, that is what I enjoy more." Deep love for his work was evident in Takahashi's eyes. A strange contrast was visible among the passengers. In the business compartment were an influential politician worried about a recent scandal, a quiet businessman facing a deep financial crisis, and a quick-witted Uber driver out for a personal trip on his day off. But distinct from everyone else was the schoolgirl, Yuzuki Nakamura. While her classmates were laughing, Yosuke stood at the end of the platform, a cold, fixed stare in her eyes. Exactly at 9:30 a.m., the train blew its whistle and began its smooth journey. Everything was normal. But just 5 minutes later, a loud alarm blared in the massive hall of the Tokyo Control Center. An encrypted phone call had been received. The unknown voice was mechanical, but its demand was terrifying. "There is a bomb placed on the Hayabusa 60. If the speed drops below 100 km/h, it will explode." The control room chief initially dismissed the claim as the rantings of a madman. But quickly, the second piece of news arrived: a cargo train on the outskirts of the city had exploded with a massive sound, exactly as the man had claimed. In the next phone call, the man demanded that was the demo. "Now for my real demand, 100 billion yen, 100 crore yen. If the money is not paid within 3 hours, the train will be blown up before it reaches Tokyo." The government took a tough stance. No compromise with terrorists. As the news quickly spread through the media, a sense of unspecified terror descended upon the entire nation. Panic broke out among the passengers on the train. Some started crying, others restlessly tried to call on their phones. In the midst of this extreme chaos, the Uber driver took out his phone and made a quick decision. He started a live video on social media and created a crowdfunding portal. His message was simple: "Even if the government won't pay, as the people of Japan, we will save ourselves." The appeal was instantly answered. People across Japan began donating small and large sums of yen. Anxious families, ordinary citizens, and even international donors. The combined donations accumulated millions of yen within minutes. The mysterious bomber seemed to be playing a game. He shared screenshots of his crypto account showing how the donation amount was increasing every moment. Inside the train, every passenger was speculating on the single question: who was the bomber? Everyone assumed the bomber was on the train itself. Suspicion fell upon a mask-wearing man who was calmly eating his lunch amidst the general panic. This man was Gota, a former owner of an aircraft repair company. His company's negligence had recently caused a helicopter crash, killing several students. He had lost everything and was suffering from intense depression. The politician sitting beside him tried to console him, saying, "The public's memory is short. Goto-san, everyone forgets scandals." But Goto's eyes held a deep void. But the real shock was yet to come. Yusuke, the silent student, suddenly pushed through the crowd into the middle of the compartment. Her face was stern, with no trace of fear in her eyes. She announced, "I placed the bomb." All eyes froze. Such a massive plan for destruction carried out by a schoolgirl. Yuzuki revealed the reason for her terrifying plan. Her father was an alcoholic and abusive. He constantly beat her and humiliated her for being a girl. After her mother's death, she was completely alone. Her father's biggest lie was that, during a bullet train bombing in 1975, he had supposedly killed the perpetrator. In reality, the government had spread this false news to cover up their failure and pacify public opinion. The real criminal had blown himself up. Yusuke knew the truth. She wanted to expose her father's false heroism and take revenge for every cruel act committed against her. She had contacted the son of the criminal who died in that explosion, who also wanted revenge on the government. Together, the two had orchestrated this terrifying plan. Yusuke looked at the passengers and said, The bombs are connected to my heartbeat. If anyone kills me or if I die, the bombs will be deactivated. Conductor Takahashi swiftly moved toward her, but Yuzuki stopped him. Takahashi knew that any physical confrontation inside the bullet train meant gambling with the lives of the passengers. He paused for a moment. Then, instead of resorting to violence, Takahashi approached Yuzuki and gave her a tight hug. In the touch of his unexpected compassion, tears appeared in Yuzuki's cold eyes for the first time. Meanwhile, a quick decision was made in the control room. Another bullet train, named Hayabusa 63, began running parallel to Hayabusa 60, as the two trains moved at the same incredible speed. Brave workers quickly set up a temporary bridge between them. The trembling passengers began transferring one by one to the other train. However, 9 passengers were still trapped in the compartment closest to the bomb. Tokyo Station was approaching, and it was closed that day. Slowing down or stopping the train would inevitably trigger the explosion. Furthermore, a fast train was approaching from the opposite direction. Kaseki, an experienced strategist in the control room, acted quickly. At the last moment, he diverted the Hayabusa 60 onto a separate, isolated track, avoiding the risk of collision with the other train. Then, following Kasaki's instructions, Takahashi detached the bomb-laden compartment from the rest of the train. The engine and the compartment carrying the 9 passengers continued to run. Finally, they also separated that compartment from the main engine by switching the track. Due to the lack of brakes, the separated compartment slowed down in an uninhabited area. Its passengers exited safely. The speed was reduced from the control room. The train exploded on the deserted track with a tremendous sound. No lives were lost. The passengers were saved, and Takahashi proved that saving people was the true purpose of his life. The police came to arrest Yuzuki. They asked if she felt any guilt or if she wanted to defend herself. Yuzuki remained silent. With only trembling hands, she allowed herself to be handcuffed. Her eyes showed a deep wariness, a silent satisfaction of revenge, and the shadow of liberation. Takahashi and the Uber driver were hailed as national heroes. Although the bullet train Hayabusa 60 was destroyed that day, their courage and collective humanity ensured that every life was saved. Thanks for watching.
The skies of Los Angeles are heavy with agony today. All around, there are only screams and signs of destruction. A colossal terror has descended upon the city, a gigantic spider. In the blink of an eye, it is crushing tall buildings and lines of cars. Military helicopters frantically try to stop it, but the situation is out of control. After this initial devastation, the story suddenly shifts to the calm past, where the danger originated. Our story's hero is Alex, a professional pest control specialist. A seemingly trivial incident entwines his life with this catastrophe. During a house call to catch a rat for a woman, Alex easily succeeds. While eating the cake he received as a reward, the woman suddenly notices a tiny spider on his shirt and becomes terrified. Alex looks closely and realizes it's no ordinary insect. It is an extremely venomous and deadly species. The woman raises her slipper to kill it, but the spider swiftly evades her, only to immediately bite Alex. Racked with pain, Alex races straight toward the hospital to save his life. Inside the hospital, a doctor was working in his laboratory. A body bag lay beside him. Suddenly, strange movements started within the bag. Though scared, the doctor went closer to investigate, and just then, all the lights went out. In that deep darkness, a giant spider appeared and bit the doctor. Thrashing in pain and fear, the doctor immediately sounded the fire alarm, and the entire hospital was thrown into chaos. Later, when the doctor described the bizarre insect attack to the hospital owner, no one believed him. It was then that Alex, who was present, supported his statement, explaining that some spiders do grow to an unusual size. Alex agrees to find the dangerous spider on the condition that his outstanding medical bill be waived. A hospital security guard joins him. They head to the morgue, but Alex finds that the body bitten by the spider is gone. Only an open ventilation shaft remains, through which he realizes the monster escaped. Alex retrieves his safety gear and enters the shaft. Meanwhile, Major and Lieutenant Carly arrive at the hospital with their military team. The major informs the owner that a patient carrying a highly contagious disease mistakenly arrived there. While this discussion is happening outside, the giant spider, having emerged from the vent, attacks and kills a patient in the hospital. Inside the ventilation system, Alex encounters a terrifying Citan abnormally large, massive spider web. His hand gets stuck in the sticky web, from which he deduces that this creature traps and consumes its prey. Upon seeing the corpse of the patient attacked by the spider, the Major and his team confirm that this is the creature they have been searching for. The team's professor reveals that this creature is the result of their research, and its size could quadruple within the next 24 hours. So it must be destroyed immediately. Searching for the spider, Alex reaches the basement and momentarily sees the monstrous creature, which quickly disappears into the darkness. When he attempts to capture it again, the spider suddenly lunges from behind to attack him. Fortunately, Lieutenant Carly arrives just in time and begins firing her gun. The spider quickly flees and vanishes into the sewer pipes. Carly brings Alex to the Major. Alex insists that this spider is not just large, it is incredibly cunning, dangerous, and far stronger than humans. The professor alarmingly informs them that the spider has now passed its second stage and will soon enter the third. Confused, Alex asks, "What exactly is going on here?" The Major gives no answer and tells him to leave, but Alex resolves to uncover the full truth behind this mystery. The security guard joins him once more. When a video of a 6-inch-long spider is rapidly circulated on social media, the professor exclaims, "The spider has reached its third stage." After determining the spider's location, the military team rushes to a crowded public park. There, they find only massive webs, but the spider is gone. News arrives that the spider is heading toward the public park. The monster enters the lively park. It kills and devours one person, then pounces on the crowd. Terrified people flee in every direction. When the spider lunges at a small child, Alex bravely intervenes, drawing the spider's attention to himself so others can escape safely. Alex cleverly forces the spider to chase his car. The guard continuously fires his weapon, but it has no effect. Lieutenant Carly calls Alex, warning him to get away immediately as a division of the army is preparing to kill the spider. When Alex reaches the soldiers, they are firing heavily at the spider. The clever spider, to save itself, pushes Alex's car toward the soldiers and then leaps high, escaping into the dense forest nearby. Carly prepares to set a trap for the spider with her team. Alex insists on going with her, but Carly strictly refuses. The Major monitors the entire operation from his office. Shortly after entering the forest, the giant spider attacks Carly's soldiers, eliminating them one by one. The gunfight continues, but the spider is unaffected. At one point, Carly's hand becomes hopelessly trapped in the spider's web. Alex arrives just in time, cuts the web with a knife, and frees her. But the spider, which was hiding nearby, sees their every move and lunges directly at them. The security guard immediately opens fire, giving Alex and Carly a chance to escape. But the danger is not over. The spider attacks again, ensnaring Carly in its web and dragging her away. Despite all his efforts, Alex cannot save her.